you can, if you sit up next to a tree and don't move, you're probably more than likely the deer is going to go past you. Every now and again, they'll pick up on something like, what's that?
Silhouette of some kind, or yeah. Yep.
Yeah. But for the most part, if they're not like already keyed onto you, they'll probably just walk right past you
Mhm.
until they get on top of you. And then it's like, oh, wait a minute, there's something there. So movement is key when it comes to the deer. I've also heard this, and I don't know how true this is, but there's some thoughts that deer can actually see the arrow in flight because of how quickly their eyes reset
Oh, how
from
they
like how our eyes will fire when I'm just gonna call it a cell. I don't know if it's a cone or a rod, one of those things. Whenever it fires, it takes a little bit for it to reset, but deers actually will reset really quick. So they actually can probably see motion a lot better than way better than we can and can actually see the arrow in flight versus because some people argue they can hear the arrow in flight, but there are some schools of thoughts that they could actually see the arrow.
I mean, that's possible. I've yet to hear that, but it makes sense. I mean, the reaction time is insane. I've seen those videos of, you know, the distance thing, and that was, to me, that was more enlightening. That why do I need to shoot 50, 60 yards? I mean, a lot of variables could happen, when it comes
Mhm,
to the wind or the deer reacting if they're very, very at like a high attention span there.
mhm.
So knowing that, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, guys can make shots on those. I mean, you just have to anticipate what the deer is going to do and know, hey, I got to aim way lower because it's going to drop. So if put it at its belly, I can send it and, you know, hit something vital. So,
I've had a
and
deer completely wheel out of the way. Now it was a 50-yard shot. It was a while ago, but it's she completely wheeled, turned, wheeled, and was gone before the arrow even got
yeah,
there. And I'm not shooting a trad bow. I mean, it was a little heavier arrow, about 500 grain arrow, but I'm still shooting 270, 280 feet per second.
yeah,
With that
it's still
arrow. And
that's still cruising, but it's going to take it a good second or two before it hits there
mhm,
at, yep. So,
she had turned and was gone. I'm like, well, never mind.
yep, I hear you. So,
All right, so we've talked about screening for the deer. We talked about screening for people. So let's narrow down some of this funneling. Now, it sounds like when you were talking a little bit about building your screening for your larger plots, I almost created a funnel for them, like because you kind of gave them a pathway for them to walk out into the or kind of walk out of the field, which is essentially what funneling is supposed to do.
yep.
So let's dive in that a little bit.